Alright, so I haven't done a Smallville video for a while now, but I just had to do one because it really, really peed me off. Right, I'm going to give a short, brief thing about what I thought of the couple episodes I haven't reviewed and why I haven't reviewed them. They were alright, they were good. Some bits I really liked, some bits I didn't care for. But it was okay. Granny episode, I liked how they used Granny and didn't make her a guy, because sometimes she's a guy, sometimes there's a boy who just dresses up as a guy. It's creepy. I don't really understand Granny, but I haven't read a lot with her in, so there you go. The costumes for her warriors were cool. I like those. They kind of look like the ones in the animated Apocalypse movie, but more realistic. So yeah, then moving on to the episode that I'm talking about, which is Patriot. Now, Patriot features Slade Wilson, who, if you don't know, is Deathstroke, who, if you don't know, is one of my most favourite DC villains ever. Possibly my favourite. With, everyone's got the Joker, but, I don't know, he may even surpass the Joker because I like him so much. He's one of those villains that nobody else, well, not many other people like except for me. And because of that reason, I really, really like him, and I'm really interested, and I buy books sometimes just because he's in them, even if I've heard nothing but bad things about them. And they just ruined him. It was so... Oh, right. First off, he's supposed to be old, but when I think of Deathstroke, I think 50s, early 50s, late 40s. That's what I think Slade Wilson should be. And the only reason he's grey hair is because of all the stress he's been through with his wife dying and his son dying and everything, and his daughter going to the good side and everything. But I think that would turn anyone grey, if you know what I mean. But he's supposed to be fit. He's supposed to be like Batman's. He's beaten Batman. I mean, come on. Jeez, it's just, and you make him this old dude, which I'm no offense to the guy, he was an alright actor, it's just he wasn't Slade Wilson. They could have easily called him, what's the general that doesn't like heroes? I can't remember. But there's a general in, I don't know if he's in the comics, but he's in the Justice League animated, and he doesn't like heroes, and he works for the US Army. He's not General Lane, he's a different one. I can't remember, but he could have easily been him. That's fine. Minus the, without the one in the animated series has a big black moustache. But apart from that, he could have been him easily. But no, they had to go and ruin my favourite villain. Now, I'm not saying that they might not bring him back, but he shouldn't. He should have had years of experience as an assassin. That's how he's so much of a threat. Secondly, but he doesn't work for the. He doesn't work for the government. He's not supposed to work for the government. He used to be in the army when he was younger. But thirdly, he's got superpowers. He's campaigning against people with superpowers, but he has superpowers. Not the one in Smallville. I'm talking about normal Slade Wilson, the one who's been injected with super soldier serum and gets to use 90% of his brain instead of 10% like most of us. So why would he be campaigning? Also, fourthly, he's in many occasions he's been known to team up with members of the Suicide Squad. He might have even have been part of the Suicide Squad. I'm not saying he is because I don't know, but he might have. Which means what? But he's against them. What they could have. They couldn't have used a worse villain. This could have been. They could have made this guy up. He didn't have to be from the comics. It was mainly just to hype up people for this episode. And probably a couple of people I'm not, because I still have a slight hope that the show will do something good and true to the comics. Like they've done before. Like Absolute Justice. Why can't... That's another thing. The costume. How can they get Dr. Fate and Hawkman so spot on and yet mess up one of my favourite villains so much easily? It was so just cringeworthy. Why? Every time someone called him Slade Wilson or just Wilson, I just went, no, it can't be. It's a guy with the same name. He's not Deathstroke. There's going to be another person, somehow, who is Slade Wilson, a different Slade Wilson, who's nothing like that guy, because that man was not Slade Wilson. I can't be bothered to comment on the actual episode because I'm just too peed off at that. They could have done his costume. I mean, I don't care if they alter it a bit. I mean, look at Aquaman. I'm fine with his costume like that. Aquaman's costume is actually quite cool. How they've still got the colours, but they've modified it a bit. Same with Green Arrow. They could have done that with Deathstroke. I don't even care if they didn't put his mask on, as long as he had an eye patch or some sort of thing that showed you that he had no. That's another thing. That he had 2 eyes. What the hell was wrong with that? No, as long as he had something like an eye patch or the mask, of course, and then he had just at least something that somewhat resembled the costume, because the costume's awesome in my opinion. It's one of the most badass costumes ever. But no, they had to go and screw it up. And you look back at Absolute Justice and you think, why can't they do that with every hero? I mean, Dr. Fate was like one of the most accurate comic book. Look, I'm gonna go because I'm just really beat off. Yeah, so you can obviously tell that I didn't like Slade Wilson. I didn't like the episode altogether. If it wasn't for Aquaman, I wouldn't have been able to. I would have just switched it off and waited until next week. I'm gonna carry on watching the show, and if there's an episode I really like or really hate, I will update you guys. Bye.